Hi and welcome back to free Excel tutorial videos. In today's tutorial, we are going to look at how you can show values as a percentage in the Excel pivot table. So what I want to do is to be able to get the subtotal as of percentage for the total sales, and also the subtotal as percentage from the cumulative total. Okay, and we are going to achieve this from the pivot table that I have over here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this by using this Excel workbook. So in this workbook I already have a data and also the pivot table. So if you want to know how to add a pivot table, you can check out my other videos that I have where I teach how you can use pivot tables to get subtotals for your data. So the version of Excel that I'm using here is the 2007 version. So let's see in the pivot table settings. We already have the product added into the row labels, so we can see the different types of products that we have. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add sales into the value, and we are going to do this 3 times. Okay, so let's do the first one. So the first one, we're going to come here, just click on sales and drag it into values so you can see sum of sales. So I'm going to come over here and right click. Okay, and I'm going to rename this by coming here to the value field settings. You can see custom name over here, custom name. So I'm going to name this as, let's name this as sales. Okay, let's name it as revenue. Okay, so we have the revenue, um, and then the first, we're going to add the sales into the value again. Now we're going to do this for the second time, but before that, let me just make this change the format a little bit for this one. Let's just use the thousand separator. Okay, so and also let's add in the dollar sign. Okay, so we know that it's in dollars. So now we're going to add the sales to the values for the second time. So now we have sum of sales. Okay, so for this set of sales value, I want to see the percentage of the total sales. Okay, so let's come here to right click and let's go to the value field settings. Okay, and for this one I will name it as percentage of total sales. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we have the name, and I'm going to do the right click and come to the value field settings again. And now I'm going to come to this tab over here, show values as. Okay, um, so here I want to choose. You see you have a drop down options over here, and over here you want to choose percentage of column. Okay, and then click OK. So now we have this amount over here is the percentage from the total sales, which means the amount of sales in this for the accessories is 6.23% from the grand total. Okay, the amount of networking, which is 307,000 plus, is 20% of the grand total. Okay, so now we're going to add the sales for the third time. So let's come over here to the pivot table list and add to the value one more time. Okay, and then just get rid of this. And we are going to come over here and right click, go to the value field settings. Okay, for this part we're going to rename it as the percentage of cumulative total. Okay, so we are renaming it percentage of cumulative total, and for the show value as, we need to choose the option which is the running total in. Okay, and for the base field over here we need to select product. All right, so we're going to click OK. So you can see the amount is actually the same as here, but for this one we will have to do a little bit of changes, because the and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this and select these cells, and I'm going to try to make it transparent, no, or if I cannot I will just make it white, this one as well, so that it's almost like you cannot see it. Okay, I want it to be hidden. All right, and then I'm going to make this column very small. Okay, I'll leave a little bit of space because I have to use it later on. Okay, so what I do here is I made it not visible, and you will see why I do this. Okay, so because in this version of Excel 2007 we do not have the show values as of percentage of running total. Okay, now this what do you call it, this option is only available in this show value as. Okay, we do not have the show value as percentage of running total. We only have running total. Okay, we don't have percentage of running total. Okay, so we need to do this a little bit different. Okay, but if you are using Excel 2010 and newer, you can have the option over here. So you just click, and then you will have the subtotals as a percentage done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here outside the pivot table, but before that, in the pivot table, anywhere I click, I have to go to the options. It's up here, and I have to turn off over here option. I have to turn off the generate pivot data. Okay, by default it has a check here, so I have to turn it off. Okay, turn it off, and I'm going to come back here to this outside the pivot table, and I'm going to create a calculation that will take let's put equals, that will take this number that we have over here, and I'm going to divide it by the absolute cell reference, the grand total. Okay, and because we want to drag it down, and because we want to use the absolute cell reference for the second argument, let's press F4. Okay, you notice the dollar sign in front of F and the dollar sign in front of 10. So now the formula is complete. Okay, so we have 0.0634. Okay, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drag this down, and we'll have the percentage. Okay, so let's come over here to the number group and click percentage. So now we have the subtotals as of percentages from the cumulative total. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so that is how you can use the pivot table, and you can use it to show values as percentage of total sales, the percentage of cumulative sales. Okay, so that's it for this video. I will see you in the next tutorial.